Well, let's see. What have I been reading? Gosh, I've been all over the map again. I did read Bacchanal.
Oh, good. Did you like it?
I liked Bacchanal. I had a little trouble with that ending.
Yes, so did I. I expected
A little more.
more out of that
Just
ending.
a little more.
It was just disappointing.
Yeah. I really, it was the climax more than anything. The epilogue was lovely. I thought the
Yes.
epilogue was
Yes, it was
really
beautiful.
beautifully handled and worth having in there. Right, where some epilogues are not. Don't
No, that
they don't
that
carry
really,
their weight.
that
But
really tied everything up and made it good.
it was lovely.
But I agree with you about the ending. It was just like, really?
Just
That's all you got?
after all of that, right? It was.
Yeah.
It just seemed a little. Yeah. So, but overall, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was exceptionally well done. I loved the use of the myth and heritage
Yes.
and all of that in the culture. So,
And-
and the interesting thing of bringing in true historical character and then fictionalizing that person
Yes.
because there aren't enough records to prove that
Anything that ever happened.
it didn't happen. So that was good. And then I also read, I think that when we met last, I was reading Heretics Anonymous, which I actually really enjoyed. It's a fun read. I got a real kick out of it, partly because I totally got it, I think, and was familiar with a lot of the aspects of those characters dealing with feeling oppressed and feeling suppressed and all of that because of their situation in a religious environment. So I enjoyed the voice on that. It's not my normal cup of tea, but I liked it. And then I went and read The Ugly Cry by Danielle Henderson, and it is memoir.
Okay.
Well, it's memoir, but it's hard hitting, very honest, very, very truthful, but funny. I mean, she does it in a way where you're not crying the whole time. There are places where you want to for her or, about the story, but there's a lot in it that she's just like, she just puts it right there in front of you, doesn't whine about it, and it's just really well done. It's a really well done memoir. And then I read Sandman Slim, the first book in
I
the
love Sandman
Slim series, and I had never read any of them. And my buddy was like, "Oh, I'm reading I don't know." She said book 16 or something.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
of this series because I just don't want to have to think too hard because I'm telling her the books I'm reading, and The Ugly Cry is just. She couldn't read something like that right now because it's
just
too
too
real.
hard.
It's too real,
Yeah.
and it's.
Sandman Slim is just.
Oh my gosh! I was like, wow. I want to read the next one now. So it was good enough that even though it's quite a bit older, I was like, yeah, I want to read the next one. And the first, there's a chapter in there, but I don't think it's for the next book. I think it's for a third.
It's like
book
the
or
third
something.
book. Yeah, I've read the first three, and I kind of drifted away from it just because I got interested in other stuff. But I enjoyed all of it.
It's a fun world. It's the characters just what's really, and here mentor text time. He's not a very nice guy.
No, he's not.
But he's believable, and you don't hate him because he's a product of his environment and the circumstances that he's been in, and he's got some growth potential. So you don't hate.
And he's sort of doing.
He's doing the
right thing for the wrong reasons,
or the wrong thing for the right reasons.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
He's a very multifaceted, very interesting character. So I enjoyed that very much. And right now I'm listening to All That Remains by Sue Black.
Okay.
And she is basically a real life Bones. I mean, what she does is forensic anthropology.
Right.
So, yeah.
I know the book. I haven't read it, but I know of it.
Let me just say, wow, about that right now. So I'll give you
that one up.
I will give you a follow up next time because I'll be done with it by next time.
That's one of there's a list of books that I have that I'm kind of intrigued by, but I just either I get distracted and I forget them for a while, or no, I'd rather read this one now and I'll save that for another time.
I think that, this one I think would be interesting to you, and she just does it in such a, it's solid. It's really solid. The writing is right there, and she doesn't hold back either on this at all. But it's a tough read right now for some people because a lot of people there are a lot of people who want escapism right now, and I
Yeah.
don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. Next up on my list is Station 11. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. I just don't know.
Well, I'm kind of over the post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, but this book was written in
I
2014.
don't care when it was written.
No, but I get it, and I get it, and a lot of people are. But
Both because of current events, maybe, but even not so much that is like, this is an idea that goes back to the 50s. If you read Alas Babylon or Earth Abides, it's the same fiction. And I've seen a few, but very few, that really have a fresh take on it. I gotta say, the one that grabbed me the most, that most people hate, is John Ringo's Last Centurion. Because to me, it makes the most sense in how the world and independent groups of smart, independent actors actually act. I mean, most of these post-apocalyptic things are either things are so devastated that nobody can do anything, or the bad guys rise up and take over. No, there are good guys. And in the long run, if you look particularly at our own history, American history, and our own myths about ourselves, that's what's going to happen. Not the bad guys are going to take over. It's going to be more along the lines of David Brin's Postman.
oh, yeah,
Where, bad shit happens, but the good guys eventually put it together and stand up and take care of business.
right, they'll find a way.
And that's how Ringo's book is. It's like, all right, all these small towns are cut off, but you know what? We're basically good people and we know each other, and we're going to get together and we're going to keep the bad people out and protect our own. Oh, and by the way, we know the guys in the next town over, so we're going to get together. And it's that kind of, synergy that builds. It's a much more hopeful look.
I like that.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that.
And most of the other ones I've read are all these, gloom and doom, and it's like, oh, come on, folks.
Yeah, it's a very dark outlook.
It is. And I get it, and I can see how that kind of fiction is appealing, and how if your mindset runs that way, that's the natural thing that you're going to go to. I just don't want to read it anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, this one was recommended. I'll give it a shot. I don't normally read that kind of stuff. Like The Forest of Hands and Teeth was really depressing to me because I'm just like, no, I that's not what I'm interested in. Everything's gone to hell in a handbasket and there's no hope. I like a little. When I talk about books and I coach my clients, I tell them I won't edit or coach a book like that because I like a little ray of hope at the end of my story. Even my dystopian needs a little ray of hope at the end. Please and thank you.